Okay, I've cleared everything out that we don't need for this step. What we're going to do here is we're going to prepare the LED strip to get connected to our whole system. And it's not too complicated. We'll just go ahead and do this here. So we'll take our jumper wires, which I mentioned earlier, you'll need 3. And here I've just gone ahead with red for power, black for ground, yellow for the signal, although you can use any colors you want. It's very customary to use colors like that, but also if you're running short on jumper wires, you can always just use maybe like a cooler color for ground and a warmer color for power and any other color for the data line, and that totally works. If you have a soldering iron at home, you can also make your own jumper wires with whatever wire you have. Like 22 gauge wire is pretty good for that. And anyway, the way that these jumper wires are now, they're not quite ready to prepare to our device. So we're going to take the male ends of these jumper wires and we'll go ahead and clip those off, get those out of the way. And now those don't look very useful at all. So we're going to go ahead and strip a little bit of the wire insulation off of the end. And again, I'm just doing these with some real basic home scissors. It's not ideal, but you probably already have some scissors at home to do that. But you could also use very carefully, maybe like a box cutter or an X-Acto knife to take the little insulation off. I also, I have wire strippers here because I'm prototyping projects pretty frequently. But again, it's not worth running out to get some wire strippers if you are just going to be doing this a few times. There we go. Looks pretty good. So it's not even a centimeter there. That would be plenty of space, kind of the width of about the eraser on a pencil. That would be enough space there. Okay, so those are prepared. And now what I'm going to do is prepare this connector for taking in these cables. Now, if you look into this connector, and I don't think that'll show up on the video, there's a little bit of like a channel, kind of like a V, and then a deep channel below it. And that's meant to sort of like capture the wires. And I think it's intended to take wires that are solid core. So it's basically just one solid piece of wire that runs the whole length of the wire. But these jumper wires are meant to be pretty flexible, and so they have a stranded core, and so there's basically a lot of small strands that combine to make one wire, and they can kind of squish, they can kind of conform to the space that they're put in, and so the connector is not going to grab those very well without us changing something. But let's go ahead and put these wires in and prepare it. Let's see, so I know I'm going to be connecting it this way, and I have ground, and then it says D in for digital in, that's the signal, and then plus 5 volts. So I'm going to go red, the color, and then black. Oh, missing a step here. I want to prepare this electrical tape. Now, the reason we're using this is not to tape up the wires, but it's to add a little bit of extra material on the inside of that LED strip connector, because it's intended for a solid core wire, but we have the stranded ones. So you just cut a little strip of electrical tape, enough so that it can kind of be cut into like 2 squares. Put those together. I think it's a little bit extra big, so we'll do that. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that, like stick it right in the top of this connector. And that just gives the little, the grabbers basically a little bit extra length to push into the wires when we put them in there. So now we're going to put those jumper wires in there. This could be a little bit tricky, but you only have to succeed one time. All right, and you usually have to push down kind of hard. His yeah, there we go. We got the click. All right, and then just check that they don't come out. Great, those are stuck in there. So I'm feeling good about that. If one does come out, this clamp, it's difficult to open up, but you can do it. Sometimes I'll even stick like a pen cap in one while I open the other with my fingernail, and that'll get it to pop open. If not, the pack comes with, you know, a 10 of these or something, so you can always just try again if you need to. And now we need to get the LED strip in there, and so we already checked that we have them in order, so it's ground, DN, 5 volts, so it's black, yeah, colored red, so that matches up. And we're just going to go ahead and put it in there. And what happens is once it's in, you clamp it down. There's some little probes basically that go through the electrical contacts and make the connection. And the little adhesive backing was kind of getting in the way there, so trim that off. And there, that's in, and clamp that down. That looks good to me. Okay, so now you can see there's these great wires connected to our LED strip that let us send in the power and send in the data. And we can go ahead and even prepare this on our breakout board right now. What's going on here is that each of these numbered lines is a numbered pin on the microbit, and then we can tell the microbit where to send the signal. And you could really pick any number. I, for some reason, am stuck on 8, so I'm going to hook it up on 8. And so I'm finding 8 right about there. And then, oh, and actually their signal is also yellow, so yellow to yellow, red to red, and black to black. That's quite the way to keep things straightened out. And great, so now this is hooked up. We will kind of leave this set up this way for now. Later we'll have to disconnect these to put the LED strip onto the hat and then connect it, but it's going to look like this, and it's really easy to just, you know, take it off. And then if you're careful, you could even just drop them right back on there. So great.